Hello, my name is Connor, and today in this video we're going to be doing something a little different. So normally when I do a review, I just focus on like one album or one EP. In this case, because I'm not focusing too much on EPs anymore, I just thought I would do a whole batch of them. Maybe if you follow me on TikTok or you see my shorts on YouTube, I actually come out with some much shorter form content. Usually it's a lot of like lists of my favorite EPs and albums from the month. And so because a lot of really fantastic EPs came out in January and I hadn't talked about them here on my channel in a long form video yet, I just thought I would now, just kind of as a whole group, all at once. So with that said, in this video, I will be talking about my 5 favorite Japanese EPs from the month of January 2025. And also, in case I haven't mentioned yet, these are all new releases that came out in 2025. The first EP I'll be talking about is by the band Haku, and it is called Catch. So on this EP, there are just so many fun and catchy songs. It is so fantastic. I think the very first song is a fantastic opener, and I feel like it also really sets the bar high for the rest of the EP, which it actually really lives up to. I think if I had to really describe the sound of this band, I would say that they're somewhere in between The Strokes, Phoenix, and Foles. And the whole album really makes me feel that way, though in particular, the final song called I really sounds like a song by The Strokes that could maybe be from their album Angles or Come Down Machine. It's so specific to that sound that I feel like that must be intentional. And also going off of the streaming numbers for this EP2 on Spotify, a lot of other people like this too. They are getting a ton of attention, it seems, which is really cool for an indie band like this. So I'm very happy that they've got like one song, I think, starting to approach 1 million listens. So congratulations to them, that's super cool. The next EP I want to talk about is by a band called Blume Popo, and it is called Test for Texture of Text. This EP is just so crazy and experimental and so unique that it kind of needs some explanation. So for starters, we need a little bit of a Japanese grammar lesson. So in case you don't know, the way their kind of syllable system works is it's all primarily based on 5 sounds. A, I, U, A, O. So what the band did here on this EP is that they took each of those syllables, and each of the songs, there are 5 songs, they only use sounds with those syllables. So for instance, the first song only uses sounds and words that end in A. That is the entirety of the lyrics. The second song only uses sounds with the sound E. I feel like this is a linguist's like wet dream or something. It is just so like weird and unique, like I said, but also too, it just works and the music's cool. And I haven't been able to find the lyrics except for the first song. So I really want to actually make a whole video on this EP once all the lyrics are available, because it's a little bit too involved for a non-native Japanese speaker to even try to make sense of what I think the lyrics are, just based off sound and not of like what they are actually written out. So I'll get back to you on that. But for now, I just have to say that this is a super cool EP. One thing I will say though that is kind of a downside, I guess, is that I like the songs, but once you hear the same sound for like minutes on end, it does get kind of annoying and grating a little bit. I don't mind it because it's like so like experimental, but it like, I don't love it. I just don't think I could listen to these songs very often just because I think they would drive me crazy. But I think they are just so cool and so unique. Like I keep saying that I can't really do anything other than just compliment this EP. I just think that the kind of thematic framing and the execution is fantastic on this album. It's just kind of hard to really get into. I would say that it's a very interesting and very educational listening experience. It's not quite fun though, you know? The next EP I want to talk about is from a band that I have talked about many times on this channel already, and it is going to be the EP titled Lemuria by the band Yukiguni. This EP is named after the real but not real theorized continent called Lemuria that was suspected to have sunk in the Indian Ocean at some point in the past. And so for that reason, I think there's a cool kind of motif of a place that maybe existed but didn't, but it's still out there if you can find it, right? So I think that's pretty cool. I feel like this EP is just another taste of everything I loved about their 2024 album Potos. This EP features lots of like very cozy indie rock that just sounds exactly like how the album cover looks, and I think it just makes that cover come to life. I feel like each song is like very intricately crafted to have a really nice touch of like personality and also serenity and also fragility. The title track Lemuria just has an especially just like very soft and sort of tender sound to it. I guess my final thoughts on this one are that the band still sounds fantastic and that really comes as no surprise. Yukiguni does it again, and I have no notes. It is a fantastic EP. My next EP is from another band that I've somewhat covered on the channel. It is titled Song of the Hazy Memories by the band Luby Sparks. So Luby Sparks is kind of something of a 90s alt and post-rock throwback band, and I would say that this EP definitely falls under that category too. As always, the lead singer Erika's vocals and singing style are just perfectly suited to each of the tracks on this project, and I feel like she does a really good job of just kind of tying all of the various aspects together as well. I say that because, like a lot of 90s rock, each member is kind of more or less doing their own thing. For instance, the three guitarists are sometimes playing in a very structured and unified manner, and other times they are playing three very different and distinct passages that kind of have to be tethered by Erika's vocals. I would also say that this EP really sounds like a nice progression of their sound. I really like the lo-fi guitar and the keyboards on the song Overrated, for instance. The final song, titled Faith, is also a switch up of their usual sound and features a lot more electronic production, which I think sounds fantastic for the band. I feel like this EP in particular has a very prominent kind of like spring and summer sort of tone to it that I just absolutely love, and for that reason too, I am so excited for the weather to warm up. I will be in my car, windows down, and this EP will be playing. And yeah, I just thought that this was a really great EP, and I hope their next album sounds like this too, because that would be a slam dunk in my opinion. To wrap it all up, we have the new EP from the artist Lovely Summer-chan, and this EP is titled Music for Walking Out of the Woods. This is such a fun EP. Oh my god. It has this great 2000s like rock throwback sound. And before we get into it, the artist name is Lovely Summer-chan. However, her bio references her as Natsu, which means summer in Japanese. So I'm just gonna call her Natsu because maybe that's what it actually is. So anyway, first off, Natsu's vocals are so well suited for these exact instrumentals. It's like she was made for them. Well, obviously they were made for her, but it sounds like her voice in particular was made for the vocals, right? I just feel like this EP could so easily be from a like time capsule from like the year maybe 2003. Like seriously, go listen to the song called Song for Walking in My Mind and tell me to my face that song did not just wake up from a 22-year-long coma. In some aspects, I feel like this could also be a project by the band Sleigh Bells if it had Tomoko Kawase as the frontwoman, and I feel like the whole album sounds like this, sans the final song, which is like a contemporary rap song over a trap beat. And it is so unlike the rest of it. So the song starts 58 seconds in. I have to believe that this is like some kind of secret hidden track like CDs used to have, and that's why it comes on in this manner, and that's why it's so unlike everything else. I don't know for sure, that's what it seems like to me. I will say it is weird that it's on the album, but because it is kind of like an extra track like this, I don't think it particularly ruins the rest of it for me, even though it sounds completely different and isn't quite my cup of tea. I just think that the left fieldedness of it is just a little jarring, and I wish maybe it wasn't on here, but I mean, I still like it. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the EPs. I plan to do this for the foreseeable future too. So I will probably be doing a February edition of this soon because we are right at the tail end of that. And yeah, let me know if I missed anything. I would love some more recommendations, and these will for sure be showing up on my favorite EPs of 2025 list at the end of this year too. So if you do have any other recommendations, let me know. I will look into them and they might end up on the list too. So as always, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks so much.